time has come. Open up your eyes and see the sun. Open up your spirit.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
Hello and welcome to Africa Watch on the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How are you doing? How's everything going? Thanks to every single person that has subscribed to the channel. Thanks to all the people who follow us, and thanks to everyone who has supported us through our Patreon and through our PayPal account. We're in Venice Beach, LA, reporting live. Well, not really live, but you know what I mean. And there's some absolutely amazing news coming out of South Africa. Now, a report endorsing a constitutional amendment to allow the expropriation without compensation of land has been passed at the parliament level. So basically, there were 209 votes for and 91 against. And this is a major milestone, because it means that, it's literally like a point of no return. Now, we saw that there were quite a few hiccups leading up to this vote and leading up to this decision, with Trump even tweeting about it. And a lot of people thought that because Trump had tweeted about it, the white people were going to keep their land. But it didn't happen like that. And this is absolutely unprecedented. Now, the biggest opposition party, they're called the Democratic Alliance in South Africa, they've actually been speaking against the vote. They've tried to do everything. In fact, there was last week a high court actually rejected an attempt by AfriForum to overturn the parliamentary committee report. And what happens is this report has now proven the need to change the constitution. Then once that is done, there'll be several other steps. But this is unprecedented. We saw a very heavy media campaign, especially by mainstream media, trying to stop the expropriation without compensation in South Africa of land. We also saw, all these people coming out and saying, there was the whole white genocide myth where white South Africans came out and said that they were being, killed and they were being targeted unfairly. We saw them being trained by the Israeli army to defend and keep their land. We saw Russia offering to take in about 15,000, Boer South Africans. And so there's been a lot happening, and people, there's been a lot of articles saying, if they do this, South Africa will go the way of Zimbabwe, and just trying to create a lot of fear. But I love the way that South Africa has stood firm and stood strong. And Cyril Ramaphosa, he's the ANC leader, as well as the president of South Africa. He has spoken very strongly, and he has said that this is going to be the keystone of his, the keystone of his presidency. We do know that, South Africa does have elections in 2019. And if this issue is not handled, ANC knows they literally will not survive. And so much just, huge congratulations going to South Africa. They are setting the precedent, and we've already seen rumors and murmurs from Namibia and other, African nations talking about this land question. And I told you guys, Africa, we suffer from a copycat, not even suffer. It's now a blessing, actually, where we love to do what others are doing. And so what this will do, the significant milestone that this will set for the African nation, is that we'll see a lot more different African nations starting to address the land issue, because it's not just in South Africa. Zimbabwe was the first nation that ever tried to, to settle this matter, if you want to put it like that. And the reason that failed, because, there's been a lot of articles and analysis now appearing in different dailies, mainstream media trying to say, South Africa could destabilize the region. South Africa could, go the way of Zimbabwe. But the reason Zimbabwe failed, don't let anyone, cheat you, is because there was a global plan to kind of collapse Zimbabwe. There was a backlash. And what happens is that we all have one common enemy. And when that one common enemy gets struck, they lash out to ensure that the fear from what they do and the damage from what they do kind of affects, kind of paralyzes or stops or impedes any such future action. I'll be letting you know what steps are next right after this.
Oh, come, Emmanuel, and and ransom captive Israel.
Welcome back to Africa Watch. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki, reporting from Venice Beach, LA, as I get ready to wind down my trip in the US. It's been absolutely amazing, and I just thank each and every person that I have encountered on this trip. So, while I was here, amazing things happening in South Africa. A lot of people had actually contacted me when Trump tweeted about the white South Africans. A lot of people had contacted me because they thought that the government, the South African government, had actually withdrawn the petition to, expropriate land without compensation. But that did not happen. And this is absolutely amazing because it shows you that no more shall, the African governments fear. No more shall they listen to external noise. Of course, we know that EFF and other, organizations or parties like them are putting tremendous pressure on ANC because ANC is fractured. The ANC is losing a lot of ground. And if they do not give back the land, they probably will not survive the 2019 general elections. So what happens now is that next, a bill proposing the change of Section 25 will be drafted. I'm sure it's already in the pipeline. Then from there, there'll be a public contribution and debate. And this bill, by the way, has to be passed by both the Senate and the House. And then it must be signed by President Ramaphosa, who has already guaranteed that he is fully behind this and that he's going to do this. Now, we don't know how long this process will take, but we can be sure that, with everything that's happening in South Africa, that it will happen before the next general election because guys are ready. This is like a fire that's been ignited that cannot be stopped. So absolutely amazing stuff coming out of South Africa. We are, wow! This is just absolutely amazing, and it sets a huge precedent, especially entering into 2019 on this note. Shows you that a lot of things will be shifting and changing in 2019. A lot of the old guard, the old colonial guard that has set up a neo-colonial system, not only in South Africa but across Africa, is now going to start to be, threatened, and we're going to see a lot of dismantling, which is just, happy times, fun times. And we just pray that, this move continues to its natural conclusion. But of course, let's not celebrate too soon. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. Let's keep South Africa in our prayers. Let's keep petitioning the Most High that he will be faithful to complete what he has started. But shout out South Africa, big things, and you are setting the tone and setting the precedent for the rest of Africa, and we're just celebrating. We're just super happy. And if this can be done, then a lot of the things that are being done by the French in West Africa with the over $400 billion 400 billion euros that is remitted to them every year from their former colonies, these kind of systems will start to disintegrate. If this is, with this huge step that South Africa has taken, we're also going to start seeing, a lot of the former British colonies who still hold a lot of land. I'm talking about my own nation, Kenya, where the British, the British lords and whatever you want to call them, still hold a lot of land. We're going to start seeing a major shift in the right direction. So much love, guys. Let's keep an eye out. I told you 2019 will be a turnaround year, a year of spiritual rescue. It will be like something we have never witnessed, because there is a nation that is falling and there is a nation that we are rising. And it's amazing that we get to be part of the nation that's rising.
Wake up, Africa, your time has come. Open up your eyes and see the sun. Open up your spirit